Hello, I hope everyone is doing well. It's been a while since I did a video, and there's so many things I want to discuss that have been in the news in the last month or so. But what I want to talk about today is the article or the news report or entertainment report that I saw about Karen Steffans and Columbus Short. Karen Steffans, if you don't know, at one time she was in a lot of videos. I guess this was back in the 90s, maybe 80s and 90s. And she called herself Superhead, or that was a nickname that was given to her. She wrote a book, I think it's entitled Superhead. And that's really what she's known for. She really gave credence to the term, or it may have even been coined for her, video vixen. Anyway, um, she hasn't done videos in a while. She's had a number of relationships, with men who were in the public eye. I know she dated Bill Maher. I can't remember who else she dated. I think she dated a gentleman from Family Matters. Uh, you know, um, I think his name is Darius McCray. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But I was very surprised to hear that she was even married to Columbus Short. And the reason why I say I'm surprised is because Columbus Short, I remember him being on Scandal. As a matter of fact, the only clip I've ever watched of that show had Columbus Short in it. And I thought he was a great actor. I've seen him in some other things, although ever since he got either fired or was asked to leave Scandal, he really hasn't done anything that I know of. And I understand the reason why he left, because there was a scandal or whatever about him um, abusing his then wife, which now they're divorced because he's married to Karen, according to reports. So, what I wanted to talk about a couple things. Karen Steffans did a video, or I don't know whether she uploaded it to Instagram or to Twitter. I don't know where she uploaded it to. But anyway, she was talking about him cheating on her, Columbus Short cheating on her. And she showed him just sitting and waiting. And I guess she had put his stuff out, and he didn't seem to be too concerned. But what I want to say to Karen, Karen, you were the video vixen. A lot of things that you wrote about in your book, and I remember reading your book because I had some clients who, you know, wanted to get into doing videos, being video models or whatever. And I wanted them to read and understand what might happen to them and how they might be changed if they end up going into that field. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have went into that field, but if you're going to take on a position like that, you need to know everything that goes along with it. And you need to know that you may be forever changed and may be forever tainted because of it. She named names. She said who she slept with and this and that. And she heard a lot of girlfriends and wives. And so I'm not trying to get preachy, but as a believer, as a Christian, we would say you are reaping the seeds that you sowed. Where you sowed, you shall reap. So now that you're married and now you're upset because he cheated, um, but you weren't upset when you were sleeping with other people's husbands and boyfriends, and you didn't seem to be too upset about that. Nor did I ever hear you say, "I'm sorry." I mean, and if you don't believe in Christ, there's a saying that what goes around comes around. And so, she may be getting some of what she put out there. I would suggest to her, because I don't know what she's doing, besides seeing that video and a couple news reports about the video, I haven't heard that she's doing anything. She's not acting, she's not in videos. So I'm hoping that she is using this time to get herself together, to change her mindset about things. Also, too, just to realize that what was done to you allegedly by Columbus you did to other people. And so if I were you, I would be working on trying to change people's mindset about me, because appears that you were so hurt in that video that you probably are trying to change. Excuse me. So if I were you, I would try to do some things in the community, you know, talk to some young girls, get involved. I mean, oftentimes, and I've said this to a lot of people, when you're in trouble or when you're trying to change your persona, oftentimes what you need to do is go help other people. And by you doing that, people will see that you're changing. And so that's what I would say to you that you would need to do. Now, I do have a word for Columbus. Excuse me. I do have a word for him. Columbus, if truly you abused your first wife, I certainly hope you got counseling for it, because it has truly hurt your career. The other thing is, I don't know how long you and Karen dated, because it's obvious you moved into her living quarters. You should have gotten your own place. I don't care if it's a room. And Columbus, what I would ask you to do is to reach out to some brothers that can help you not only get back on track in the movie business, but get yourself together and become a better man as a result of these alleged incidences. Excuse me. I have a couple of suggestions. One, I think you should reach out to Boyce Watkins, because it's obvious that you may not have any money, or you may need assistance with getting yourself on a better financial footing. And then the other thing is, now that Boyce is also trying to do stuff in Hollywood with independent actors and independent production houses, this may be a way for you to get back on your feet. I would look up any independent filmmaker and see if they can help you, even if it's a small part. You've got to start somewhere building your career back, because you definitely were blacklisted. And I didn't even watch Scandal. I only watched that one snippet, and it had you in it. But after they got rid of you or whatever happened, I didn't hear about you being in anything else. You might have been in one or two things, if you were, but I never heard about them. I never saw anything about you acting online, none of that. And so to me, this is a lesson to people in a couple ways. One, your past somehow always comes back to haunt you if you don't address it, if you don't try to rectify it, especially if you know you've done harm to other people. The other thing is, as singles, and if you get divorced or whatever, every person should have their own living quarters. And especially if you're going through a divorce, you may have to move in with somebody for a while, but it shouldn't be somebody that you just get married to. You shouldn't go from your first spouse house to your second spouse house. There should be a time in between where you're living on your own. I'm not saying they can't come see you and y'all, but there should be a time when you were living on your own, so you can address whatever happened in that first relationship, that first marriage. So if you do decide to get married again, you can try to change and work on things and make them better. The last thing is, I would have never known about this if it wasn't on social media. And, I love using social media, but I think some things are very private. I don't think that should have been put on social media. So I would say to anybody, be careful what you post, because even if you take it down, somebody has taken a screenshot or saved it somewhere else. And with technology now, you never know. So that's what I would say about that. But that's just me thinking of that situation, and that when it came out, I didn't like it being played in social media. I also believe that this further hurts Columbus Short's chances of getting back in the game. Karrine Steffans, you're going to have to do a lot more than just come on social media to get yourself, I don't want to say back in the game, but you're trying to improve yourself. So I think there's some other things you need to do. And first of all, go work with some organization that could truly use your help. Volunteer, give kids insight, especially young girls, on what could happen. It's because a lot of girls want to go in and do videos. They want to be video models. They want to do this. They want to do that. And you could really give them an insight on the good, the bad, and the ugly. So that's all I have to say on that. Been away for a while. Glad to be back. Uh, Worked on some things because I always tell people they need to be constantly improving. So I'm celebrating in a sense because I completed my certificate in nonprofit marketing and communications from LaSalle University's Nonprofit Center. So I'm grateful for that, and I hope that everyone is trying to work on improving themselves. Uh, Columbus and Karrine, yeah, you need to work on improving yourselves. But everyone have a great day and a great week. God bless.